brush-tailed possum, Trichosaurus vulpecula, is, as in its name, common. As you can see, this image represents the species distribution and it's observed over northern and eastern Australia and Tasmania, with smaller populations inhabiting central Australia. The natural habitat of Trichosaurus vulpecula consists of eucalypt forests, pine plantations, woodlands and rainforests. Fire and logging of these habitats have been known to cause the reduction in relative abundance of the species, whether that is through lack of nutritional resources or den availability. The occurrence is said to have caused a dispersal, lack of reproduction, and death within the affected areas. The aim of this study was to determine the effect fire and logging has on the relative abundance of Trichosaurus vulpecula. Over 2 weeks in August 2016, traps were set for 6 nights in Hagedoran, Birkhead, Valma, Ergon East and Ergon North properties. Each site had 8 cage tracks, except Ergon East was only 6. These were baited with jam sandwiches and set with a calico bag over the half of the cage to ensure their safety. They were placed 50 metres apart along a straight transect and a further 200 metres away from any other cage line. One soil plot line consisting of 10 plots was constructed by raking a 1 by 1 metre area along the roadside and using a fine sieve to dust a smooth layer of dirt on top. At daybreak, animals trapped were transferred into a calico bag, processed, recorded, and ear tags were given and released. Each soil plot was then checked and any tracks were identified. The traps were set again in the afternoon. This process was conducted for a further 5 nights. The number of Trichosaurus vulpecula incidents were averaged and changed into continuous data using this equation. This data was then inputted into Minitab and a two-way ANOVA was conducted. The data collected from the study was proven to be insignificant, as the p-values for each ecological factor was greater than 0.05. As you can see, logging is the closest to being significant, and when observed graphically, Hagedoran, Birkhead, Valma all have recordings of Trichosaurus vulpecula, whereas both Ergon sites have had logging occur and no observations. Although insignificant, where fire is present, the Trichosaurus vulpecula observations are significantly reduced through Ergon North. Does not follow this, as fire was not present, nor was Trichosaurus vulpecula. It can be deduced that the presence of logging in this area has caused a lack of observations, and if given a habitat with no logging or fire occurring, Trichosaurus vulpecula could have been seen within Ergon North. Logging and fire disadvantages common brush-tailed possums, as mature trees ensure hollows for these animals to use as dens, adequate food supply, resulting in stress. This can cause reproductive and nutritional stresses and potentially death. Although all data is insignificant and predominantly favours the null hypothesis, conducting future research that enables a larger data pool, such as increasing the number of days trapping, I believe that the results will become significant and therefore allow an accurate representation that ecological effects have on Trichosaurus vulpecula